There's a brother out there. I guess he be on Sinetta, brother Tazariak or whoever he is, and he gonna put up a video as if he's debating someone from GOCC. Okay, and that's not anyone that's amongst our church. But why do they put that stuff up there? Talking about, yeah, we're gonna debate him about the white man. They put it up there because this is their indirect weasel way of operating, making people think that they are one-upping the gathering of Christ Church. We could care less about someone trying to use our titles for views. Okay? And what they do is the weasel type of way is to try to get a attention-seeking scenario so that they can get some type of interaction or debate when he's not qualified to debate me. Okay? His leader can debate me. See? So I don't weasel around like these guys and find somebody who looked on the internet and all these others because they follow the Gathering of Christ Church and say, now let me show that I can teach. I'm not into that. We're at the end of the world right now. And I'm not going to debate an underling. Okay? So now, I know what he teaches because I can teach it better than him. I did teach it better than him. Okay? So I'm not the one that he want to deal with. He's not qualified to debate me. But what he can do is get his leader. Okay? See? And guess what? I'll be open for that. Get his leader to try to debate what we're teaching. Okay? And you know why they won't do it? Because it will be the end of it. Let me make it clear. Because we got a doctrine that's beyond just saying white man bad, white man bad. We believe in the whole book. And it's our business that we teach who we want to teach. Okay? We're teaching who Christ told us to teach. If you don't like it, do what you're doing. Let me put that out there. So no, don't try to put the weasel way of putting our name in a title as if you're debating someone of our church with the doctrine. You're not. This ain't a Sinetta platform here. Okay, you can get a lot of wins over there with unbelievers. Now, let's go to the book of Obadiah. Matter of fact, before Obadiah, let's go to the book of Romans, Elder Lawyer. Romans 9, real quick. Right? You got it?
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Romans 9. And let's go straight to Romans 9 and 9. Speaking of Esau.
Yes, sir. Romans 9, verse number 9. For this is the word of promise.
Keep on going.
Yes, sir. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Sarah shall have a son. Read.
And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth.
So this is the perspective to view what Esau's doing. This is the perspective we must take on this. For the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. This is the Most High's plan. Before the children were born, he had a plan for Jacob and he had a plan for Esau. Now you're going to hate God for that? He made Esau that way. You want to blame Esau for everything? Go ahead, knock yourself out. But understand, our father stated that when the yoke is taken off of Esau, he will gain dominion. Well, who allowed Esau to gain power by sinning against our God? We did. We did. Now, does it justify some of the actions Esau has done now that he's been given power by our God? No. But knowing how Esau operates is half. It's half of the power that we'll have. Understand what I'm saying. To understand what he's doing is half the battle. One of the greatest, I would say, tools Esau had was the fact that he was anonymous, or no one knew who he was. That was one of his greatest superpowers. So now we know who he is. Now we can deal with him accordingly. We can't trust anything he say publicly. We can't trust. We go into their hospitals, whatever the case is. Guess what? I hear what you're saying, but I understand who you are. So I check back with you. I'm not falling into one of your traps where I do what you tell me to do, and then 3-4 months later, I'm pushing daisies. So knowing who he is half the battle. And understand how our God made him and the reason our God made him. Some people say white supremacy. They're on to something. But guess what? Esau don't mind you saying white supremacy because it doesn't identify his origin, his true intentions, why he has the vitriol he has, why he've always planned a structure to keep Jacob on the bottom economically. It ain't, yeah. So there is something to the white supremacy, but the white supremacy has a name: Edom. See? Let's read it. Neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand. Read.
Yes, sir.
Not of works, the 11th verse, the bottom of it.
Yes, sir. Verse 11. Not of works, but of him that calleth.
But him that calleth. It was said unto her, read.
It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, as it is written.
And listen to this. It was said to Rebekah that one day Esau would have to serve Jacob. Now, in a few minutes, you're going to understand what this immigration thing is about. We're ticking down to this prophecy. See? It's ticking down. Guess what? The pendulum has begun to swing the other way. Esau throughout the earth, a lot of them, they're going extinct. I'm going to talk about this, and it's in the Bible. As it is written, read.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Now, why does it say Esau have I hated? Well, you have to understand what love and hate is according to God. Love is when you keep his commandments. Hatred is when you intentionally break his commandments. And Esau aligned himself with Satan. See? That's why it says, Jacob have I loved. How do you love the Most High? Keep my commandments, and my commandments aren't grievous. 1 John 2 and 4. So hatred is teaching people to break the commandments. The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.